Ladies and gents, girls and boys, Danny Stewart here for BassJapanDirect.com with another Naked Sound review, and today we are going to get dirty with this pedal. Look at this thing. Wow. In conjunction with this stunning bass. So this stunning bass is a Tokai TJB45 from 1983 or so. It's all original except for the logo, which was missing. I put my own logo on it along with the Tokai logo just to say to my customers, this is a genuine Tokai. I guarantee it. You have my word. Anyway, it's a great bass, older body, maple neck, rosewood fretboard, all the original hardware, excellent pickups. They sound beautiful. This pedal, well, what can I say? It's just nuts. It's got a really nicely voiced preamp on it, with your low, mid and high EQ attenuators there. So it's basically a preamp, and then you've got your output volume control here, and you've got a drive unit over here, which is great. You can get some really lovely crunchiness coming out of this thing, as you will hear in a little while. So let me tell you about the design of this pedal, because that's important. So this is in cast iron Nambu Teki casing. So Nambu Teki is a traditional Japanese craft of cast iron decoration, and this one is decorated with an Arare pattern. Arare is Japanese for ice rain or hail, and you can see why that might be called an ice rain pattern, right? Because these little concentric dots that gradually get bigger and bigger, and they're painstakingly embossed into the metal from behind while it is still very, very hot. So it takes a lot to make this, you know. It ain't cheap, you know. And what's more, the cast iron gives it just ultimate durability. It's a solid piece of kit. The button is really solid as well. It's not going to break, you know. It's going to be good for life, I think, pretty much. So that's what that is. Arare also has another meaning, because in Japan there is a rice snack which is like Rice Krispies, essentially. It's roasted rice balls, which are very small and very crunchy. A bit like the sound of this pedal, really, when you're using the drive unit, that is. Yeah, it gets very crunchy. It's a lovely sound. So maybe that's got something to do with it being called Arare as well. It's very fitting. Let's just take a listen to how it sounds without further ado. Okay, so let's take a listen to this bass. This is rear pickup. This is with the tone down. Alright, that's with the tone down without the pedal on. Let's with the pedal on. You can hear the immediate difference, a lift in the sound. Now, what you've got here is you've got low, mid and high EQs on the preamp. The mids are very rich in the low and middle mids, and then highs are very, very rich in the high mids, and high as well, of course. So when you turn everything up, it just gets absolutely rude. Let's do contrast. And then that's without the tone on the bass being dialed up. If I dial that all the way up, you see? Beautiful. So you've got all those tones in between, of course, to play with. Let's now go for more of a scooped sound. We'll have the mids sort of at 11 o'clock, something like that. And by the way, this is your output volume. And this is a drive, which we'll get into later. Okay, now let's do this, which should be a nice sort of scoop tone for slap. We'll turn it off. We'll play. So you can immediately hear the difference there. Let's now go with that mid completely cut out. That's beautiful. Wow. So that gives you that real kind of lovely sort of breaking glass. That's sick. And if you dial that mid all the way up, it becomes really caustic and sort of really thick in the mids there, which is maybe nice for taking a solo fingerstyle or something. But anyway, regardless, you can see the tonal capability on this thing is immense because of the way it's tuned. Of course, the components in this are extremely high grade. It's all put together by hand as well. Now we can finally get into the let's go on the front pickup, and we can get into this little bugger over here, which is your drive. Oh. Now, you know, you can go full on metal with this thing if you want to. I'll just leave these all sort of in the middle mark, 50%. Let's do some kind of riff. Wow. That's crazy. Go full on wanker mode. Okay. Anyway, let's see. So you have all of these. The way. Let's put the drive full up and turn the output down a bit. If you turn the treble up, it gets more crunchy. Turn the bass up. Turn the bass down. Yeah. It's really grunky. So, you know, I mean, turn the mid up. That's so funny. That's nice, isn't it? Just a bit of fuzz that's in the background. That's when you have the bass full up and the treble full up. Well, anyway, I mean, it's a lot of fun, guys. I thoroughly recommend it. Just to remind you of what the bass sounds like on its own. So, that's the front pickup, by the way. Yeah. That was with a tone down, just to give you a sample of the bass on its own. So anyway, great bass, great pedal, very useful, you know. Just as a preamp, I would use that just as a preamp. Personally, I probably wouldn't be using the distortion or drive function very much myself for what I do, because it just isn't really required. But in many settings, that could be extremely useful. You know, if you're in a grindcore band or speed metal, progressive rock, whatever it is, it's going to be very useful. Not only because you can set your bass tone exactly how you like it using the preamp, but you can also find that sweet drive setting for when you need it. So there you go. Thoroughly recommend it, and it's beautifully made as well.